Here with head coach Brad Laird, about 48 hours away from the season opener with North Texas. And coach, I know you said it after practice yesterday. I know you guys are ready to hit someone that's not wearing purple and white, or purple and black as your practice colors maybe.
Yeah, I mean, you go through fall camp, and what it's been great to be able to go through fall camp. Last year we went through what we call spring camp. I mean, it's January, it's 40 degrees. That's not, that's not what you think about when you're starting the season. And I tell you, this fall camp has been great. But yeah, you get to that point, 23, 24 practices against each other, and look forward to the opportunity to line up against somebody else to really see what this football team's about in a 60-minute situation versus another opponent. So I tell you, our guys are ready to play. We're excited and look forward to the opportunity.
These games are always something I know people, the players look forward to, the coaches look forward to. You didn't get one of these last year. You played nothing but conference games. So maybe a little bit more, I don't want to say emotion, but a little bit more excitement for a game like this?
Yeah, I mean, you got to go back to what, and I've said this, what these young men had to endure to have the opportunity to compete last spring. Not only was it COVID, but then you have the ice storms and delayed. You had to push that game all the way to some point in the middle of the season. So, to be able to start out with a non-conference game in Denton, Texas, an opportunity for a lot of our guys to have family members there, and that's what it's about. This thing to be open up, to be able to support these young men that have put in so much work, to have this opportunity to compete for 60 minutes. And then I think sometimes we forget about that. Everything that they put in for 60 minutes. This is week one. You don't get it back. This is the one opportunity that you have to go out and compete week one, and we'll be ready.
You'll face a North Texas team that is coming off a bowl season. A lot of talent over there. Coach Luttrell's been there now a few years. His system's in. I know a couple of changes. What do you expect to see from the Mean Green? Yeah,
Coach Luttrell's done a great job. Being his 6th year, 4 out of the 5 seasons they've been in a bowl game. One was a Conference USA Championship game. You look back to last year, 4 and 6, played Appalachian State in a bowl game. I believe it was 56-28. The things that you probably see a lot consistent is what they've done offensively. Coach Luttrell being an offensive guy. What's going to be a little bit different if you look at last year and this year is probably defensively, where more of a 3-man front. Phil Bennett has not coached since 2017, so you go back and you look at some Arizona State film from 2017 to see a little bit more, probably a 4-man front. So we think defensively, schematically, we'll see some things different. And special teams, they got a new special teams coordinator. He's been there. But, those are the things that's really fun about week one. The sideline adjustments that you got to make in game because you're going to see some things that are different. They're going to see some things from us that are different. So it's what makes week one exciting and the opportunity to go out and compete.
Dallas has been such a big part of your recruiting area as it is for a lot of people, a lot of talent through there. For some guys going home, Jacob Sell, Donovan Duvernay, Brandon Floyd played his high school ball right there at Denton Ryan. Another twist that makes it even more special and probably something for those guys. For Donovan, his first, if you want to put it in quotes, real season opener with the Demons.
Yeah, that's what these non-conference games bring. Especially, you're 4.5 hours away. We've got so many young men that have family in that area, where they directly went to high school in those surrounding areas, or they're from Texas within an hour or two. And, sometimes those family members don't have the opportunity to come to Natchitoches or go to any other game. So this may be it. So, the opportunity to showcase these young men in front of their families, it is special. And, they work so hard, and you want those family members to be able to see what they've done, and now they get that opportunity.
I know for this team, there's a lot of faces back, given the super senior year for some guys, some additional years thanks to the NCAA, especially on that defensive side. A lot of familiar faces that people that have seen this team are again, they're accustomed to seeing guys like Jaquay Pogue and Jabraylon Yarber and Shamar Bartholomew, those guys. How important when you're coming into a season opener to have so many veterans back on one side of the ball?
I just think it's the, I'm gonna talk about all those guys that have come back because I respect them so much, and some that had the opportunities that are graduated, to move on with their career, but, they chose to come back to compete for Northwestern State University. They came back to compete for their teammates. That ought to tell you something about them and the opportunity they had. And I know you were talking more so on the defensive side of the ball where, you probably look and we've got more experienced guys back across the board. So you really rely on those guys and not only their play for 60 minutes, but also their leadership for 60 minutes. And, one thing we talked about is we want to match the enthusiasm early. This is North Texas's first home game. And we know how home games can be, and we're going to match that intensity and that enthusiasm early. And it's going to take our leaders, it's going to take our experienced guys to be able to get some of our inexperienced guys to make sure that we're able to match that consistently, not just for the first 5 minutes, but consistent for 60 minutes.
I don't know, similar to that, we just talked about the returners, and you kind of touched on it there. You're eager to see them grow, but you're also eager to see some of those new faces for the first time in a competitive situation, not wearing the same uniform.
Yeah, it's all, that's the part that, when you bring in, whether it's a true freshman or whether it's a transfer, and you add them to schematically what you're trying to do, and then to watch all of that come together, in a 60-minute football game. We're excited about that. We've seen them compete against Northwestern State. Now we're ready to see them compete against North Texas.
All right. Thanks, Coach.